It's time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke.
It's on tour.
We want the smoke. We want the smoke.
Come on, Charlie. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Mr. HD, back with another episode of the Blunt Ratings. You already know what it is. Wild Nation Gang Gang. When you come in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You already know how we do, man. It is Monday. Well, it's Tuesday, August 9th, 8/9, 22. And we're going to talk about the latest edition of Monday Night Raw, man. It was a, it was an episode of Monday Night Raw, and we're going to talk about it. I'll reserve my opinions about the show overall once we get to the Blunt Ratings and as we discuss it. But you already know what it is, man. Yeah, I'm getting ready to head out to the gym in about, 30, 45. What time is it? 30, 45 minutes. So I don't want to be here too long. And then we got to come back a little later because we got to catch up on some news, some WWE firings, and a little bit more news after that. So we'll be live twice today. Hopefully I'll be able to get not too sure what's going on with the live stream today. Ecamm is going crazy right now. I'm not really sure why it is shutting down. But it is. Gruss said it's too early. That's what's up, man. Hey man, you gotta yeah, I know it's a little early for y'all to be watching live, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to get the show out and on and out, however you want to put it, so we can, get as many people to watch it, you know what I mean, before, no one wants to talk about Monday Night Raw. But yeah, I'd much rather you guys be here live than have to watch the replay, but the replay is available right afterwards. But you already know what it is. The supervillain of the IWC is in the building. KGM is in the building. Wild Nation Gang Gang. You already know what it is, man. Yeah, hopefully the stream doesn't crash again. I don't know what the hell that was, honestly. Let's hope we can get through the stream without that happening again. That was kind of weird. It happened like a bunch of times when I first tried to go live, and then I thought I fixed it, and yeah, it happened again. So let's hope the stream doesn't crash, but fortunately, if it does, I can, I can always just restart it from where we were, so don't dip. Wait a minute, did I put the chat? I did put I put the chat overlay at the bottom. Okay, cool. So now y'all comments. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see y'all comments popping up at the bottom? I hope I didn't mess up the chat box and put it in the wrong spot. It's supposed to be, I think it's working fine. But yeah, so let's get into Monday Night Raw, man. It was a interesting show. I guess a lot happened. Some of it was good. Some of it was but like I said, we're going to talk about it all. We found out early on, well, at the beginning of the show, about the women's tag team title brackets. And before, matter of fact, let me just throw this up on the screen. I want y'all to look at these real quick. Yeah, we can see those, right? We can see those for the most part. Oh, let me make that a little bit bigger. There we go. So look at this. This is the bracket. We had Tamina and Dana Brooke, and we had, Sky and Kai and Sky, however we want to say it. Then we had Alexa Bliss and Asuka, who are, for some fucking reason, a team. Then we had Nikki Ash and Doudrop. Then we had Natalya and Sonya Deville. Then we had Xia Li and Shotzi. What? Then we had Aaliyah and Raquel Rodriguez. All right. And then we have recently returning from injury, NXT Women's Division, Zoe Stark, and Nikita Lyons, who everybody's a fan of if you like cakes. So everybody I know I'm looking forward to seeing these ladies get an opportunity on the main roster. That was kind of surprised seeing those on there, but when you look at the tournament bracket, it's actually not a surprise at all because there's no fucking tag teams. Why these belts even exist, honestly, if y'all not gonna like formulate some actual teams that look like they make sense, at least make them look like they make sense. Like, I don't, like, come on, Nikki Ash and Doudrop still don't make sense because Nikki Ash is still wearing that stupid ass mask. Didn't Doudrop say, like, yo, you want to be more serious? Clearly the answer was no, because she's still wearing this dumbass mask. Alexa Bliss and Asuka, they were feuding, they were fighting, they're baby faces, so I guess just stick them in a team together. It's just lazy. It's just extremely lazy, and I don't like it, and I just don't like it. It's just whack. Kai and Sky, the only team that makes sense. Tamina and Dana Brooke, I'm glad they got them, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But that's just I don't care about Dana Brooke in any way, shape, or form, or Tamina. Nobody Mina, I get it. You know what I mean? Tamina. But I can't, this is not Raquel Gonzalez and Aaliyah. No, Raquel Gonzalez should be fighting for for the women's championship. Like, period. She shouldn't even be in a tag team. Like, and if you're gonna put her in the tag team, put her in the tag team. Well, she can't even be in a tag team with Dakota Kai because, she in another group now. Like, she don't even need to be. She's clearly a threat all by herself, or should be considered that. She was presented as that in the fucking gauntlet match when she just ran through everybody. So I don't know, man. So that team is whack. Xia Li and Shotzi? What? So you got the Mortal Kombat character with the punk rock girl? Nah, these teams don't even match at all. Gimmicks don't match at all. Styles don't really match at all. Flavor don't really match at all. Like, Natalya and Sonya Deville probably makes a little sense because they're like wrestlers, but even their style, like Natalya's a wrestler's wrestler, and Sonya Deville is a striker. She's an MMA fighter, but she could do everything. So that team probably makes more sense than a lot of them. But Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons, like, unless they they got to be in the finals, right? Like, but are they gonna beat Raquel and Aaliyah? Like, I don't, man. This is just stupid. Like, I get it, but so I'm assuming Natalya and Sonya Deville are gonna beat the NXT upstarts, Zoe Stark and Nikita Lyons, who I'd rather see on TV any day of the week than Natalya. Sonya Deville's all right, but you know what I mean? It's like, Sonya Deville's dope. I can't hate on Sonya Deville. Her character work is really good as a heel. She's a real slime ball heel, so I can't even really be mad at Sonya. But I don't give a fuck about Natalya, fam, at all, in any way, shape, or form. So I know we harping on this a little bit. This wasn't even that big of a part of the show, but this bracket just threw my whole shit off. I was like, what is this? What is this? I don't know. Yeah. Obviously, Kai and Sky are probably going to win the shit. You know what I mean? I would assume that's who's going to win it. And then we could figure things out from there. Sasha and Naomi returning it. Obviously, I feel like their return is imminent. But, yeah, that just didn't really make any sense. So I hated that. So I think we could have came up with some better teams than that. That's all I'm saying. We could have came up with some better teams. But starting with the actual show of Monday Night Raw, we did start the show with some ladies. One of the tag teams, or I guess two of them now, ended up coming out. But the show started off with wait a minute. The show started off with Bayley and Kai and Sky coming out, and it was decent segment, I guess. It was a decent segment. Like, they came out and start Bailey. It was funny because Bailey was saying, saying the names, and it is confusing to say their names, Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Like, I gotta say it slow so I don't confuse they fucking names. But it was they came out and they were basically running down the audience, and Bailey mixed up their names one time and the crowd got on her. She was like, I know what I said, stupid. It kind of played into her whole character as a heel or whatever, so I wasn't totally mad at that. But they had they played a long video package before the ladies came out and talked or whatever. And then after they came out and talked they shit, they got interrupted by Alexa Bliss and Asuka. Damn it, can't be forgetting Asuka's name. And they kind of, well, I guess I wasn't the only one forgetting names last night. Speaking of, but then Bianca came out, and all three of those ladies, Asuka and Alexa were like, we're gonna win the tag team championships, and Kai and Sky were like, we're gonna win the tag team championships, and Bianca's like, I ain't forgot about you, Bailey, bitch. I owe you a receipt. She was actually talking to Io. She said she wanted to run it back with Io, but clearly we're gonna get the Bailey versus Bianca, and then we're gonna get the two tag teams going at it. Asuka shouldn't be in a tag team. They be making her corny, man. I'm sorry. I hate this version of Asuka. I don't like it. You know what I mean? I don't like it. Nobody's ready for Alexa Bliss, and nobody is ready for Asuka. Like, man, she's supposed to be kicking everybody in the fucking teeth like she was when she was in NXT. It was no friend. It was no friends. It was no enemies. Bitch, you on the other side of the ring. I'm about to beat your ass. You know what I mean? That's what Asuka was. She was terrifying. She was intimidating. I don't know what the hell she is now. She's like just turned her into like a cartoon character. You know what I mean? It's like, man, nah, that shit is whack. She is a threat. She is one of the biggest threats in the women's division. Why is she so fucking goofy? You know what I mean? Like, they still think that it's the pandemic era and we're in front of TV screens and shit. And shit like that, excuse me. And that's not the case. It's annoying. You know what I mean? It's like, turn Asuka back into Asuka. Make Asuka great again. You know what I mean? Shit. Alexa Bliss too. But honestly, just Alexa's who's been, a champion more, not you, who's been a champion more than Asuka has. It's a little less believed because she doesn't seem like as much of a threat because she's so tiny, whatever, but she's still a really good wrestler. I get it. But Asuka just seems like a threat. You know what I mean? Period. And that she's not being presented as such, and that's kind of frustrating to me. But these ladies had another brawl that was kind of similar to last week because Bianca wanted the smoke, pun intended. And, she just wailed on Bailey, and all six of the ladies just brawled, and they brawled inside the ring to outside the ring to into the crowd to back and forth. And then they had to have some people come out and break it up. You saw the Kevin Dunn magic at work, you know what I mean? And I use the term magic very, very loosely because if you have seizures or anything like that, it's probably not a good idea to watch during a brawl that's being produced by Kevin Dunn because you might get sick. Sometimes I'd be like, wait a minute, what's happening? It's too much. Too many camera cuts. I can't. It's too much. It's too much. So this segment was good. It was hot. You know what I mean? Started the show off pretty hot. I can't be too mad at it. But then we had one of my favorite parts of the show, and that was Dawkins and Seth Rollins in a one-on-one match. Because obviously last week, if you didn't watch, Seth Rollins went up against Montez Ford in a great match. And this match was fun, man. This match was fun. First of all, Dawkins came out, took his shirt off. I was like, oh, boy, done lost about 25 pounds. Good for him. So shout out to Dawkins out there looking slim. You know what I mean? Looking like he ready to put in some work. Now he just got to cut it up. Once he do that, he going to be gonna be ready to go. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's been inspired by Montez. Montez done put on 25. Looked like Dawkins just handed it over to Montez. Like, yo, here, you can have it. you using it a little bit better. You know what I mean? You make it look a little bit better. You can have these 25. But Doc, once he, if that is his goal to get ripped, maybe that's not even his goal. But, he's now in the space, in the body type to where all he got to start doing is getting his protein right and lifting a lot of heavy weights, and he could be out there looking like in all the other jacked wrestlers, because he's a naturally big guy, obviously, standing on 6 feet something, whatever the hell he is. So, he had his best singles match that I've ever seen. Is that going too far? Is that going too far? I don't know. I felt like it was the best singles match I've ever seen Dawkins wrestle. And I've been on Dawkins for a minute now. I've been trying to tell people him as a singles wrestler. Once he came up with the double underhook neck breaker, I was like, yep, that's it. That's the move. And then you just saw gradually how he just kept working harder and harder and harder to get better in the ring and to not wrestle slow. He's been wrestling like a fucking luchador for the last couple months, like doing all these crazy dives and like yeah, I'm a stoner. Yeah, you could tell I'm high all the time, but just like Riddle, these guys are explosive athletes. You know what I mean? It's like, and people don't give Dawkins the respect that he deserves. Like, I know he was around in developmental for 6-7 years, and it took him a lot longer to develop the character work and what have you. But the man is there now. He's not Montez Ford when it comes to the athleticism, but everything else, the dude got it, man. He's funny as hell. He can cut a promo. And clearly he can go. He can go now in the ring, which is crazy. Like it felt like a hot tag, but it wasn't a tag team match. But there was a segment during the match with Seth where he was like, he hit all the moves, every move in like a 30, 40 second flurry. And it was just like, wait a minute. Was that Dawkins? Did they swap somebody out with like a real fucking wrestler or some shit? Like, it was crazy. No disrespect, because obviously, just saying that being facetious, because he's clearly on his real wrestler shit. You know what I mean? And, as someone who's been a fan of Doc and the Street Profits for a long time, I see, or really since the beginning, since they were doing, what they were doing. I remember when they came into NXT. You know what I mean? So it was like, they've always been good, and they pretty much the same. They have the same gimmick pretty much. You know what I mean? They not backstage in the truck area with some random fans outside of them, but they still the Street Profits. The Street Profits have always been the Street Profits. Now it's just, more elaborate, and Dawkins is on another level. You know what I mean? When it comes to his in-ring ability, and Montez is about to be, they're teasing the breakup between these guys already, you know what I mean? Because, Montez was kind of being a spaz during the match. Sometimes it's like McAfee. He's got the McAfee thing. It's like, it's funny, and then it goes on too long at times. And it's just like, all right, man, you're running the joke it to the ground. You know what I mean? It's like, sometimes with the mannerisms and the energy, it be good, because you want that energy, but then it's like, is he trying to annoy me? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to react to this, because I would just be annoyed at this point. Even if I was his friend, I'd be like, bro, you're annoying as hell. I can't even be around you right now. But Seth Rollins kept going. Talk about the match more. Seth Rollins kept going for the stomp, and Dawkins, using his newfound quickness that he found in a magical well somewhere, he just kept getting out the way, and Seth was getting frustrated because he couldn't get the stomp for nothing. So he ended up kicking him in the gut or whatever, and catching him in the pedigree and bringing back that move. Once again, since that is one of his finishers, it was his finisher for a while, borrowed from Hunter himself. So it's good to see the pedigree being used again, because it's one of the all-time best finishing moves. You know what I mean? So you always wanted somebody to be using it. It was a really good match, man. After the match, Seth being Seth, he stomped Dawkins anyway. Oh yeah, bitch, I wasn't gonna get you before the match or during the match, but I'm gonna get you after. So that's when Montez ran out to make the save because he had been ejected for being a spaz during the match. So I'm not sure if that's, part of his heel turn or what the hell is going on. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a good first 30, 40 minutes of Raw because you had the ladies take up a lot of time, and then you had Dawkins and Seth get a good 10, 15 minutes, however long that match went. So, yeah, it was good, man. I enjoyed all of it. So, what happened after that? Oh, yeah. Well, we were supposed to, I guess we could talk about there was a Edge and Mysterio's promo. They were just chatting backstage, and Edge was like, yo, bro, I mean to spear you, Dom. I mean, you clearly see that I wasn't trying to do that, but, so my bad. You know what I mean? Dom was like, yeah, it's cool. Edge was like, man, we good? You sure? Because it wasn't cool. Like, you could tell it wasn't cool at all. And Dom just shoved the shit out of Edge. And that's when Ray was like, hold up, man. Hold up, man. But that's my friend. I known him for 20 years. And Dom had the most fire comeback that he could have possibly had in that situation. Bitch, you know me 25. You're my dad. What you talking about? So, that was like the only response you would have in that situation. I don't give a fuck how long you known this month. I'm your son. What the fuck? What the fuck? So yeah, that was funny. Dom walked off, and Ray was like, "I'll get him in line, whatever." But then after that, we saw Ciampa and The Miz cut a promo. Ciampa was kind of bigging up Harley Race because Harley Race apparently up into his passing was Ciampa's trainer or one of his teachers or mentors or whatever. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Harley Race, Tommaso Ciampa. I could see the influence 100%. So he actually had Harley's jacket on. They made the U.S. title feel like it was super important. And yeah, I was all good with that. Ciampa's like killing it right now. He's killing it. Then we saw some red rum all over my TV screen. Because apparently Kevin Owens, somebody shit in his cereal early that morning. He was not happy about anything or anybody. He was very, very upset. Kevin Owens is like had a match with this jobber. I can't remember the jobber's name. I think his name is Iman or what is it? Ezekiel. Some guy who won't be on TV anymore after today. Oh man, that shit. Oh my God. First of all, jobber entrance. No entrance, no nothing. We don't need to hear the theme song again because there's no need to remember it because the character ain't coming back. So that's pretty much how he got treated. Kevin Owens had his entrance, and he walked straight out there and just demolished this dude. Soon as the bell rang, just attacked him, boom, boom, boom. Match was over in about 2 minutes because he took him outside and just power bombed him on the ring apron, and it was R.I.P. to Zeke. I did not feel bad. I was about to lie. I didn't feel bad at all. I don't care. Get him out of here. Get him the fuck out of here, man. I don't care about no fucking Ezekiel, man. I just don't. I'm sorry. Don't care about no Ezekiel or Elrod. Elias, you're pushing it. Yeah, I mean, you're pushing it. I barely care about Elias. Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. This did it for me because Kevin Owens basically said later backstage, he was like, yeah, I know there's a lot more people watching this show recently. Calm down, Kevin. It's only like 300,000 more people. It's not that many more people. The ratings went up a little bit. You know what I mean? Getting ahead of yourself. But But anyways, he's like, yeah, there's more people watching the show, so I got to remind everybody what the fuck this is. This is the Kevin Owens show. Don't you forget it. And then he walked off. But as he walked off, it was weird because you saw it looked like a car crash in the background. It was like Dewdrop and Nikki Ash and a couple more people back there, and just the black car, and they were all surrounding it. But they didn't really mention it, but it was just there. And yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I thought that they just weren't supposed to be in the shot, honestly, when I saw it. So I didn't really think nothing of it. Obviously, that played into the story a little bit later. But yeah, so Zeke got carted off, saw that Kevin Owens promo. Then we had Finn Balor versus Rey Mysterio. Rey came out there by himself. Finn Balor went out there and, had a great match with Rey, as you would expect these two to do. He did the Three Amigos, just being disrespectful and all that. And that's when things just kind of got out of hand. Because was it after the match? Yeah, it was after the match. No, it was during the match. I'm sorry. Rhea Ripley decided to, I don't know what she did to this boy, but she drugged Dom from backstage. He looked like he got ran over by a car. Why were there scuffs on his face? Did she kiss him? Like, because she wears the black makeup, the black lipstick. So I'm like, what happened? Like, he's just covered in like black shit and looked like he just got fucked up. And she drug him from backstage looking like he got his ass whooped by a girl. And she just like threw him on the stage and was like, yeah, here's your weak ass son. Sent him back to training. I just whooped his ass. I was like, damn, she ain't had no help. It had to be a team. She had to call some of her friends. Dom didn't just get his ass whooped by Rhea Ripley. Is that what they're telling me right now? Like, fuck it. I want to see the match now. Now I want the match. You can't do that. You can't have that man just get beat up like that and then just not be able to get no revenge. That's fucked up. He should be able to get his one-on-one fight with Rhea Ripley. Fuck it. Do it at Clash of the Castle. Because it's clear everybody else is going to be involved in the match. I would not be surprised if they actually did that shit. And then they put Rhea over. Obviously, they wouldn't let Dom win the match because for some reason. But anyways, yeah, so that was obviously a distraction for Rey because his father, he saw his son look like he had just got assaulted. In whatever way you want to imagine, but it looked like he just got assaulted. And yeah, and he wasn't too happy about it. He got distracted a little bit, and that allowed Finn Balor to, get him down. I think he hit him with that move where he picks him up by his neck. I forget what that move is called, and slams him down. And then he hit him with the coup de grace to get the 1, 2, 3. So the match was good, and then it had that quick, distraction. At one point, I think Damian Priest tried to get involved as well. But yeah, so I thought that this match was really, really good. This actually made me interested in the story more. I don't mind anything. I don't even mind Dom getting his ass whooped by Rhea Ripley. You know what I mean? As long as he's able to get some kind of revenge. I don't even know if he's going to get any revenge. I think I think we're telling another story here is what I'm trying to say. And we'll get to that in a little bit. After that, we had Dakota Kai. I keep wanting to say Dakota Sky. I'm sorry. I get it, Bailey. I understand. But yeah, we had the ladies cutting a promo backstage again, cutting another promo backstage, talking about how they was gonna, win the tournament. Then they ended up in a match against Dana Brooke and Tamina. I'm gonna say this one time. And only once, so I don't sound like I'm being mean. I could not possibly care less about a wrestler in all of pro wrestling than Dana Brooke. Was that overboard? Was that too far? Was that mean? It was the truth. I could not care. I only said I was gonna say it once. I'm not gonna repeat it. You heard me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it more than once because it sounded mean, but it's the truth. I just don't care. And she's not good. You know what I mean? It's like she's just not good. I'm sorry. She is not good. You know what I mean? Tamina, I cared about Tamina for 5 seconds when she was winning the tag team championships. You know who would have been a better team? Tamina and Raquel Gonzalez or Rodriguez, whatever you want to call her. Sanchez, who fucking knows? They just want to change her name every 5 minutes. But yeah, I would rather see them put 2 powerhouses on the same team. Like, so you're going to have the only 2 women chasing after a belt that nobody gives a shit about in the 24/7 trash belt. You got these 2 women on a team now? So why does Tamina just pin her during the match and then she's a champion? While Dana's talking about being a double champ, Tamina's just going to pin her during the match or some shit. Or it's stupid. It's stupid. I don't like the 24/7 title. I don't like watching Dana Brooke wrestle. I don't listen. I hate it. It's trash. It's all trash. What the chat talking about, man? I'm sorry, I'm neglecting y'all. It's a long show. Got 3 hours to get back. He said Amos is back. I knew that Gruss was gonna be happy as hell when he saw Amos get that 2 minutes on TV. We'll talk about that in a second. As is interesting. That is there. You need to trust Triple H. I trust Triple H, man. I see the vision. Don't get it twisted. I'm talking about what happened on tonight's show, but I see the vision. You know what I mean? Tonight wasn't a home run, but it still got remnants of the other shit, and he's trying to change it. I get it. I just really hate it that women's tag team bracket. It's a bunch of teams that just make no fucking sense at all. You could have pieced together some better teams. You know what I mean? It's like Dakota Kai, Io Shirai. God, just change her name back to Shirai. Fuck. It's so confusing. But yeah, like those 2 only make sense because Bayley brought them together. You know what I mean? And she's kind of like the overboss. But you know, and their styles kind of match a little bit. The high flyer still good with her feet, and Dakota Kai, who's the queen of kicks. You know what I mean? Dakota Kick Kai. So you know, their team makes sense, but there wasn't no other teams in the bracket that made any sense to me for a number of reasons. Let's see. Said give it a chance. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I said give it a chance. I'm going to give it a chance because Triple H is doing it. So, we'll see. Tamina should have teamed with Natalya at least. Thank you, KG. Thank you. That makes sense. Like, I'll take that. Like, yeah, they were literally just tag team champions less than a year ago. Why don't you just put them back together in a team? Like, why is she teaming with Dana Brooke? It was just so stupid. That didn't make any sense. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Montez Ford, his next champion, make it happen. Maybe not next champion. He's got a little ways. Like, I'd rather see Bobby Lashley get another world title reign before Montez Ford. Bobby Lashley is one of the most over people in the company right now, along with Montez Ford for sure. But Bobby Lashley right now looks and feels like a world champion. You know what I mean? Even with the way he dresses, and Montez can dress his ass off. Obviously, he's well-dressed brother himself. But Lashley just feels like one of the bosses. You know what I mean? He feels like one of the final bosses of WWE. That's why he needs to be in the little realm, or not the little realm, the realm of the big dogs. No pun intended there. But yeah, with Drew and now Karrion and Roman, and Lashley should be right there. You know what I mean? Braun Breaker should be coming on over soon. He should be right there. Like, there's just certain people that should be in the world title picture. But I like what they're doing with the mid-card titles, honestly. So we'll see. We got a bright future ahead with Triple H. Angelo can go. He just flies under the radar. Yeah, I think that's changing. I think because of his body type and because he was kind of the goofy high guy dude in the group, and they've kind of been a babyface comedy act and pushing T-shirts and WWE shills, not in a bad way, just doing their job or whatever. I think, yeah, he doesn't have that super jump off the screen athleticism like Montez, so he flies under the radar a little bit, but I feel like everybody's starting to notice. Twitter was kind of bugging out during his match last night. Everybody noticing how good he's getting in the ring. You know what I mean? How fast and lean he looks. Like, you can't really deny what the work that Dawkins has been putting in. Zeke is out of here. Zeke is definitely out of here, Dave. He is out of here. He's gone to the local medical facility. That's where he is. Neither of them are coming back. Zeke went out with the local medical facility. The phrase, they both went in the trash can. So we don't have to worry about those things anymore. Oh, man, he said whoop his little ass real. I'm here for it. Damn, man, see, this is triggering. Y'all cool with women beating on men? Y'all cool with that? Y'all cool with that? What if Dom just punched her and knocked her fucking teeth out? Then what? Oh, this is a problem, huh? It's a real problem at that point, huh? Why? But she's so much stronger than... Yeah, I better check that shit, man. Yeah, it's funny. Till Dom snap. You know what I mean? Dom gonna be like, hey, man, embarrassing me on TV like this. Oh, man, I am personally, I don't know how I feel about intergender matches. I'm only cool for them if it's a fair fight. Like, I don't want to see no giant dude fighting no little bitty scrawny girl. That doesn't seem very, no, it's dangerous. It's dangerous. I don't want to see it. And I don't want to see fucking Ronda Rousey in there with fucking, I don't know, some jobber that she could kill. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to see it. You know what I mean? I don't want to see it. So, is not that, no. Dana Brooke is definitely not that guy. You know what I mean? She is the respect the belt. Ain't no way I have zero respect for that belt. The 24/7 title, that looks like a belt my son would make if he was a belt designer at 18 months or 15 months old. Like, it doesn't look good. There's nothing good behind it. It's trash. It's just, they need to get it off my TV screen. Like, I just don't need it. Like, there's a mid-card title you can come up with. Bring back the European Championship, damn it. Like, I'd much rather have that on my TV where we can have real matches that don't interrupt actual real matches. Like, these motherfuckers run out during a match I want to see one more fucking time, and I'm going to lose my shit. I swear to God. Oh, look at the 24/7 title circus. Hey, come on, everybody. R-Truth. Hey, look, it's everybody in catering getting some time on TV. Get that shit the fuck out of here, man. I don't want to see that shit. Bring back the hardcore title. I don't even need that, though. I mean, I get it, but no, I don't need that because it just leads to shenanigans and goofy shit that I don't really need on my pro wrestling. I'm not 7 years old. I understand there's 7-year-olds who watch wrestling, but a lot of them like AEW too. So, I'm saying, it's like, I'd rather have wrestling on my wrestling show. I want sports entertainment in a good chunk of it as well. I love the shenanigans. I love the goofy shit. I need funny in my wrestling. That's part of the reason I watch. I need some funny shit. But it ain't shit about the 24/7 title that's funny. Tamina and Dana Brooke are not funny. Reggie was not funny. Like, R-Truth is the only one that has ever made that belt feel like anything. The only one. You know what I mean? It's like, the rest of that shit is trash. Like, I can't even, there's nothing about that belt that is redeeming, has a redeeming quality, or, oh, look at the history of this. No. Like, every time somebody that you like, somebody of significance, like, wins it, it feels dirty. Like, Becky Lynch was like actually fighting Dana Brooke for the 24/7 title, and it was a fucking joke. Like I almost threw up in my mouth. Like I swear to God. So it was like I don't have any. No, I hate that fucking title. It's like it was cute and funny for like a month and a half when R-Truth had it, and then it's just like once he became 724-time champion, it was just like they couldn't figure out what else to do with it after that. So somehow Tamina, Dana Brooke, and Reggie, and there was weddings at one point. I'm pretty sure that happened. Yeah, and oh man. Oh yeah, see, KGM, the double wedding was good. No, it wasn't. Stop lying to yourself, KGM. That was not good. That was not good. You not gonna sit up here and tell me that fucking wedding where R-Truth was like, actually, nah, you two get over here. Actually, the girls get over here and the guys get over. Nah, you not about to sit up here and tell me that was good. It wasn't. That was trash. That was horrible TV. That was peak Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis television. It's fucking horrible. We know that R-Truth was a Vince McMahon guy. He loves R-Truth, and for good reason. R-Truth is fucking amazing. Let's not kid ourselves. But that was horrible TV. You know what I mean? It had Vince McMahon written all over it. And I never want to see anything like that again on my television, even though I know it might happen again because whatever. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's get back into this Monday Night Raw show before I'm here for 5 hours today. Yeah, so what do we have? Where are we at? Oh yeah, we were falling into the United States Championship match, which was really good. Ciampa cut his promo earlier in the night, so he was ready. Lashley made his entrance, still looking like a super duper star, and these guys had a banging ass match. I like how during the entrances, Ciampa came out and was like, I'm flexing too, like I'm big, and he wasn't at all compared to Lashley. Looked like he could eat him in 1 second, like it was just literally bite his head off. But Ciampa, being a ring general, which he is, I would go so far as to say he's a better in-ring performer than Bobby Lashley, who is also a great in-ring performer himself. But I feel like, Ciampa's, he's one of those guys. He's a ring general, like I said. And, he showed it in that match, making Bobby look like a monster while also getting his offense in, just being sneaky and quick. And, as Bobby getting in the ring, he running over and grabbing him and hitting him with the DDT that he, does when he's in DIY. He had a couple it was a couple like little tributes to DIY during the match. I wasn't totally mad at it. At one point during the match though, Miz kept getting involved. He kept trying to interfere with Bobby Lashley because Miz is the Miz. And that's when you saw some pretty cool camera work by WWE. I'm not sure if this was Kevin Dunn, but this was, it was a pretty good shot. You saw AJ coming from afar through the crowd, and you could just see him coming into focus, and he just kept running. He just kept getting closer. And then he dove from like 8 feet away and hit Miz with a forearm or whatever and knocked Miz kind of over into the barricade. And yeah, he chased Miz away, so he got him up out of there. And Bobby ended up winning by slipping he hit him. He caught Tommaso with a monstrous power slam. Power slam. He picked him up so fucking high and just slammed the shit out of him. I was like, damn, Tommaso old, man. Just he's kind of old. You know what I mean? But no, Tommaso took it like a champ, and when he bounced up, Lashley just grabbed him and hooked him into the Hurt Lock, and it was a great finish. Tommaso fought it for a few seconds, but eventually had to tap out, of course, because nobody's getting out of the Hurt Lock. That's just what that is. It was good, and it was actually, setting up, our main event. This was one of Bobby Lashley's best matches, man, that I've seen. And that's all Tommaso, man. That is Ciampa. Let me stop calling him Tommaso. I know it's not his name anymore. But yeah, Ciampa. He brings the best out of whoever he's in the ring with, man. He's one of the best in the world. It's not even he's one of the best in the world on the mic. He's one of the best on the mic. Oh, he's one of the best in the world at inside the ring as far as, his move sets and all the, his ability in the ring as a pro wrestler. He's one of the best storytellers in the world. Like, he just is. We saw what he did with Gold. I'm always gushing about Ciampa because, just his run at NXT as champion was one of the greatest things I ever seen. So I just, I will always have the, a lot of respect for what he could do as a professional wrestler. So yeah, Ciampa made Bobby Lashley look like Bobby Lashley should look. And Ciampa also did a great job at making the United States title feel important without even winning it. You know what I mean? So you got to get that dude his props, man. All hell Tommaso. And I can't stop calling him Tommaso because it's a good fucking name. Give him his name back. You know what I mean? Shit. I hate that I can't call him, by his name. But anyways, after that, we had a couple matches that I didn't really care about, but I guess I'll talk about. We had this guy who Gruss seems to think is inevitable. We had Amos come out and squash two jobbers. You just heard MVP at basically 30 seconds in, like, just finish it, just end it. We only got 2 minutes. We got to get out of here. The 2 minutes included the entrance and the ref holding your hand up. So we gotta come on, man. Come on. Just end it. Just almost end it. But it was what it was. He looked like, if you're gonna give him 2 minutes, like I just don't know what you do with those guys, man. What do you do with those guys? They're either beating everybody or they're squashing jobbers or they're being a jobber, like Big Show became at one point. It's like, I don't know what you do with the big giant spectacle if you don't put the belts on them, or I don't know, man. I just don't know. It feels like he should be somebody's muscle and not like a figurehead or the main guy in a group. Like, it just doesn't. He ain't got it, man. I'm sorry. He just ain't got it. And then we had a match that I really, really enjoyed, but I don't think anybody else really cared about that much. The crowd wasn't into it like they should have been, I felt. But, I'm a Dolph Ziggler guy, man. And I'm also a Chad Gable guy. And I respect both of these dudes as pro wrestlers. I know how they can go in the ring. These dudes can get in the ring with anybody on planet Earth and hold their own as far as having a good match. So we did have Chad Gable and Dolph Ziggler. It was a bunch of, attempted super kicks and suplexes. That's basically what it was. Dolph trying to get the Dolph trying to get the super kick and Gable being like, nope, give me your ankle, and just kept throwing the ankle lock on multiple times. Most of the times it didn't look like it was hurting at all. I just hate when they do it wrong. But he just kept doing kept putting the ankle lock on or whatever, and Dolph kept finding ways to get out, kept trying to hit the super kick. Gable did that rolling German suplex that I love so much, where it looks like he's going for a pin attempt, and then he just rolls through and suplexes him. It's just so smooth. I love watching that shit. But yeah, it was a good match, man. Dolph snuck out of one of those ankle locks at one point and ended up hitting his super kick, which proved to me once again that those ankle locks weren't hurting at all. But moving on from that. We had what else do we have after that? Oh yeah, that's when we had the Miz versus AJ Styles in the main event. I don't want to be mean today. I don't want to be mean today. Why the fuck is The Miz in the main event of Monday Night Raw? You think I've been waiting 3 hours? I sat through all these commercials. I had to watch Tamina and Dana Brooke. And you think that I wanted to see The Miz in the final 15 minutes of the show. That's what all this was building up to. The Miz. All right, Hunter. It's still trying to figure things out. I get it. I get it. I understand. I understand. But yeah, I'm not trying to see Miz in the main event of any show. Not any show unless it's main event, because I don't watch that. So he could be the main event on main event, but I don't outside of that. No. And it was a decent match, man. All Miz's matches are decent. But that's what you gonna get. It's gonna be decent. Like, it's like people can't pull. Like, you can't, man. You could get a really good match out of Miz, but it ain't gonna beat, man, Logan Paul. Like, Logan Paul did all the cool shit in that match, man. Like, let's be honest. Like, Logan Paul hit all the cool moves. Like, Miz, oh man, I get it. He's a steady hand. It is what it is. He's consistent, not gonna hurt anybody, not gonna hurt himself. Has great character work, good mic skills, is popular outside of WWE. I get it, man. I get the Miz. I understand it. I am a Miz fan. You know what I mean? I saw him on Real World when he was just dreaming of becoming a wrestler. I respect the whole last 20 years of that man's life. But, man, I don't want to see him in the main event of Monday Night Raw. But he was there. He was definitely there going up against AJ Styles, and these two had a decent match. But I was bored because it was The Miz. I'm just, like, Daniel Bryan wasn't lying. He wrestles like he's scared to get hurt. He wrestles boring. Like, it is what it is. I'm just calling how I see it, man. I'm sorry. Hopefully he doesn't hate me. He don't know me, but hopefully if he ever does know me, hopefully he doesn't run this back and then begin to hate me. But yeah, man, the match was pretty good. The Miz got hit with a phenomenal forearm. Ciampa came out of nowhere and pulled the ref out of the ring, saving the Miz one more time. He was like, no. Then Styles went after him and put him through a table very softly and gently. Then the Miz threw a chair right into AJ Styles' face as he was jumping on the ropes to do another phenomenal forearm or whatever. And then he hit him with the skull crusher finale. But did he get the win? No, because his finisher is not a finisher, apparently. Because AJ ended up hitting him with Styles Clash, catching him in a Styles Clash, and getting the win. And the match was good. I was being hard on the match. Was good. It was a good match. It's just boring. It's just because it's like every move that's gonna happen. The chair, throwing the chair into his face. All right, Miz doing the heel. But it wasn't even. It was no DQ. So it was like it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't even a heel thing. It was no DQ match. He could hit him with a fucking chair if he wants to. So it's like it was what it was, man. So that was the end of the show, and then we went off air, man, and nothing else happened. Oh, why do I have Dexter Lumas on the thumbnail? Yeah, that kind of happened. Remember that car backstage that we talked about, that we seeing, and people were hovering around, and apparently someone had drove into the arena, and there was a little commotion right after the match when AJ Styles was standing in the ring. He kind of looked over at it like kind of how people watch TV backstage in WWE, like, it's happening here, and he's just like, yeah, I'm watching. No, I know it's there, but I'm watching. This is how I watch TV. So that's kind of how he was watching Dexter Lumis, or what nobody knew was Dexter Lumis. I could tell it was Dexter Lumis immediately. But yeah, the security came in. The police looked like real police, not real police. This is like one of them dudes is like, bro, you're a TV cop. you just eat the donuts. You don't do nothing else. Like, who is he chasing? Anyways, that brother came over there with another officer and they hauled him off, had him restrained. And then what really gave it away that they weren't cops is they pulled his hoodie off. He tried to hide his face. Like, is that okay? Can you just pull his hoodie off? He doesn't want to be seen. Like, he has his hoodie already on. Is that okay? We had to make sure we show his face so they get the camera shot. That was a little awkward. But, yeah, it was Dexter Lumas being hauled off, and he did the crazy eyes. Makes my eyes hurt. I can't even do it. Yeah. My eyelids hurt now. I can't do that. But yeah, he did his crazy eyes and got dragged off. And I think Corey Graves was like, was that Dexter Lumis? I'm not sure. Maybe. So it was cool. It was like a cool way to go off air. And I can't wait to see Monday Night Raw next week. And Triple H has been doing a great job at these cliffhangers. Let's just be honest. He's making people want to watch the show next week, even if this show wasn't that great. I'll go ahead and give you guys my blunt ratings real quick. I had promos and backstage segments. I gave 3 blunts. And that 3 blunts was mainly for Dexter Lumis. That 3 blunts was... There was a Seth Rollins promo during the show as well. I think I skipped clean over the Seth Rollins segment. Or didn't? No, I didn't. What am I talking about? I didn't skip over... I didn't talk about his promo, but he had a promo talking about Riddle and all that, but it was like one of the all right, you know what I mean, regular Seth Rollins shit, you know what I mean, but the backstage segments kind of were dominated by something you didn't even know it was being dominated by until it got to the end of the show. You were like, oh, all that shit meant something. But I do want to give a shout out to the camera crew, the production crew, because on AJ Styles' way to the ring, there was a cameraman and he did a one shot. He was facing. First, he was talking to Alexa Bliss and Asuka, and they were doing like a little promo interview. And then Bayley walked into the shot with her crew, and then they kind of walked off and was like, hey, what's going on over here? That's when you saw the car again or whatever. And damn it, not you. And then the same cameraman followed them, and then they crossed paths with AJ Styles as they were going to commercial. Then the same cameraman followed. It was a fire shot. I don't know if anybody noticed that. They need to do more of that. You know what I mean? It didn't look forced or staged or anything. It was just like a cameraman catching the next thing that's happening. He's not following one person because they could be going to take a shit. He's just like, all right, this happened doing this. Oh, yeah, interrupting. Okay, this is more interesting over here. I'm gonna follow this. Oh, y'all not doing nothing. Oh, AJ Styles going to his match. All right, we'll follow him then. We'll go. I just like that. It was dope, yo. It felt like everything was moving. You know what I mean? And what was happening backstage. Saw somebody said it felt alive, and yeah, KGM. Yeah, backstage is alive and it's fire. Yeah, facts. It felt like we weren't just looking at stuff. You know what I mean? Walls and shit. Like when they cut backstage, shit was happening in the background, like what would normally be happening. You know what I mean? So that was really good camera work. But I gave promos and backstage segments 3 blunts, pretty in the middle night for them on that side. Matches, 3.25. I really like. Obviously, Dawkins and Rollins had my favorite match of the night. The main event was really good, even though I was hard on it. I just don't care about watching The Miz wrestle. I love watching AJ Styles wrestle. I just don't care about watching The Miz wrestle. You know what I mean? Sorry. Tommaso Ciampa and Lashley had a really good match, that I enjoyed. Probably could have gave it 3.5, but then I saw shit like Tamina and Dana Brooke tagging in a tag team, and it was sloppy. And Io Shirai, 2 weeks in a row, has been kind of sloppy in her matches. I know she's going to get it together. I'm not worried about Io, trust me. But, she's been kind of sloppy in the last couple weeks in her matches. And she's in the ring with somebody that is just, man, I can't do Dana Brooke and Tamina, man. I'm sorry. But so I gave matches 3.25. Storytelling, what did I give storytelling? I gave storytelling 3.5. I thought storytelling was really good, especially with all the Dexter Lumis stuff, obviously. I think they are making me care about Dom Mysterio and that whole Judgment Day thing, because Judgment Day actually looked kind of cool last night. Like I ain't gonna lie. I mean, it's kind of working. It's almost there. When Dom joins, let's just get it out there. When Dom joins Judgment Day, I think I might be down with the crew. I think I might be able to get into that. You know what I mean? So we'll see. You know what I mean? I think maybe they don't need a leader. I think that's their whole shtick is there's no leader. They're all the leader. That's why Dom wants to be a part of it. So I like what they're doing with the Judgment Day. So they kind of fixed that little mess with WWE, from WWE's recent past events and all that. So there was some good stories, man. Bobby Lashley still looking like a monster. Tommaso looking great, being pushed. Control being basically, I feel like they're the most dominating show, presence on the show right now. Bailey and Io and Dakota. I feel like they're the biggest presence on the show right now, and it's kind of you kind of feel the Sasha and Naomi in the background. So we'll see what happens with that. So 3.5 for storytelling. Commentary, what I give commentary? Wrong button. Here we go. 3.75 blunts for commentary. Really solid night for the team. I love how Corey Graves didn't really point out that it was Dexter Lumas, but pointed out that it was Dexter Lumas. Like he was like, was that Dexter Lumas? I'm not really sure. And Corey Graves is always on point. Those guys are really good at playing off each other, Byron Saxton and Jimmy Smith. So gave the guys 3.75. Nothing special, but they held it down. And I gave the crowd 3.75 blunts because they were way better in Cleveland last night than they were wherever the fuck they were last week. Because that shit was trash. But this crowd was way hotter. They were in Cleveland, Ohio, a place that I am not a fan of at all for my own personal reasons. But yeah, so they had a Cleveland heavy show. There was obviously the ghost of Johnny Gargano hovering around the event all last night. The spirit and the presence of Johnny Gargano was hovering over the show the entire time, especially every time Tommaso was doing a shout out or a tribute to his old tag team partner. But Johnny's coming back. We can all sense that. But obviously you had Dolph on the show, who's from Ohio as well. The Miz main evented. Maybe that's why he was in the main event, because he's from there. But I don't think they care, because all he does is run down Cleveland and talk about L.A. He's not. So I don't think it's like go away heat. It wasn't like, yeah, we want to see the Miz so we can boo him. It's like, nah, nobody cares. So yeah, I gave the crowd 3.75. What was that, an average score? 3.45. That's a silver blunt. A decent show, man. Decent show. Pretty much in the middle was some blah, but we also had some good matches, some good wrestling. It feels like the wrestling matters again. You know what I mean? It definitely does, even though we saw the 24/7 title on TV screen. On the TV screen, there was no 24/7 title shenanigans. You know what I mean? So I won't complain too hard about that, even though I don't want to ever see that belt again on my TV. So unless R-Truth got it. R-Truth is hilarious. So if they give it back to R-Truth and let him do stuff with it, just, man, out of all the people who have been featured endeavored in this company, I'm sorry, let me stop. Over 200 superstars have been released and they still there. Oh my God. I can't. Oh man, I hope we see Candace too. Well, she just had a baby. So, give her all the time she needs. I'm sure she'll be back. Candace will definitely be back. She's too good of an in-ring performer. And Triple H was invested in them, man. He was highly invested in both of them. So, yeah, I could see the whole group coming back. Like I said a few days ago, the Way just needs to come back. I know it's going to be DIY, and of course I want to see DIY, but the Way was a really entertaining as hell. The Way was in NXT before they all got broken up and moved around and all that stuff. So, yeah, those are the blunt ratings for Monday Night Raw this week, man. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that 3-hour show. It was... I understand if you missed it, if you don't want to go watch, because it wasn't nothing that was, nothing that was, I got to go watch this. And it looks like they're going to be doing one match per week in that women's tag team tournament, which is going to make it drag out a really long time, which I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have time to do 2 matches this week, but there was 8 teams. So maybe, I guess they'll crown it. No, Cardiff will be already on. Yeah, I don't know when they're going to do the finals. Maybe the finals will be on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown as well. I have no idea what's going on with that. But those are the blunt ratings. I'll be back in a few so we can cover these news stories because somebody's out of here, and I want to talk about it. I don't want to gloat or anything, but I'm sure everyone is happier backstage. Even more happier that someone is no longer there. We'll talk about that in our news joint later on today. Hopefully, I'll be able to get the homie Trav on so he can give his opinion on what's going on in the pro wrestling world as well. But until the next time I see you guys, make sure you catch up on your wrestling and show love to everybody around you, man. They say the Miz is must-see TV. They say that. They also say a lot of things. So I'm good on that. He is. I guess he's must-see TV if you feel like you must see Miz and Mrs. Or something like that. But yep, I'm good. I'm good. But I'll see you guys in a few, man. Enjoy the rest of your, what's today? Tuesday afternoon? Yep. See you in a minute. Deuces.
We want the smoke. Talk to 'em. We want the smoke. We want the smoke. Come on, Charlie.